This is 9 News with Davina Smith.
Good morning. A full-scale manhunt is underway in Melbourne after a police officer was shot in the city's north. Let's go live to our reporter Andrew Nelson at the scene for us this morning. Andrew, how is the constable doing?
Davina, where I'm standing is actually a church and a primary school. So you can imagine this area would normally be bustling with school children. Of course, this morning it was a crime scene. Forensic police and detectives from the Armed Crime Squad were scanning the area for any evidence they could find. Of course, there are bloodstains on the road from where that officer, that 31-year-old first constable, was shot. As I mentioned, he remains in a stable condition. His partner was not injured, fortunately. So this is a remarkable turn of events for that officer. And of course, the Armed Crime Squad is actively searching for that gunman, and we'll bring you those updates as they come to hand, Davina.
You have to feel for that constable and his family. Andrew, thank you. Well, there have been startling developments in the Bill Cosby saga, with revelations the 77-year-old admitted to drugging women with a sedative to have sex with them. As Nine's Christina Hearn reports, the admission was exposed in newly released court documents. Well, the Prime Minister has dodged questions about whether he'll allow Communications Minister Malcolm Turnbull to appear on the ABC's Q&A program next week, declaring he's not going to further advertise the program. Let's go live to Kerry Yaxley in Canberra for more. Morning, Kerry. Tony Abbott is still clearly seething over the recent Q&A incident.
Yeah, he sure is, Davina. Good morning to you. Agriculture Minister Barnaby Joyce was supposed to appear on last night's program. However, the Prime Minister intervened, saying that it would be inappropriate for a minister to appear on the program, given that the ABC was still investigating the Zaki Mallah incident. Zaki Mallah was charged with and acquitted of terrorist offences, and 2 weeks ago he confronted a member of the government on live television.
What I'm not going to do is give further advertisement to a program which was, frankly, right over the top.
Kerry Yaxley in Canberra, thank you. To Sydney now, where police are at the scene of a suspicious house fire in the city's southwest this morning. Crews were called to the home in Chester Hill. That was around 6 o'clock last night. Now, the single-storey property and a granny flat in the backyard were both gutted. No one was home at the time, and authorities are now investigating if arson was to blame. Well, plenty more to come in Nine's Morning News, including the job ad that's caused more than a bit of interest. Was it offensive? You be the judge. Plus, a chance reunion for an Aussie terror survivor with the man who saved her life 10 years ago. And the practical joke that ended in a full-blown rescue mission. Australian fitness queen Lorna Jane has defended an advertisement seeking a model receptionist with a size 8 figure. Kath Landers is covering the story for us in Brisbane. Kath, just take us through what the reaction has been to this ad.
Now, Lorna Jane did quite quickly take down that ad, and it has placed a response on its Facebook page. The company says that it prides itself on hiring healthy women of all shapes and sizes, but in relation to this position, it says that it does need to have consistency across its sizing and design processes, and that's why they did put in those sizing requirements. But no doubt this is certainly a topic that's got a lot of people talking today, Davina.
Everyone has an opinion, Kath. Thank you. More than 1 million people have attended a mass in Ecuador, led by Pope Francis. Thousands camped out to get a good spot, eager to catch a glimpse of the pontiff on his 9-day homecoming tour to South America. And after Ecuador, he'll head to Bolivia and Paraguay, 3 of the smallest and poorest countries in the region. Well, have a look at this. A prank has turned into an embarrassing rescue for a man in the US. The 23-year-old became stuck in a chimney while trying to gain access to a house after his so-called friends had locked him out. Now, firefighters spent an hour and a half breaking free the 23-year-old before he emerged shirtless and covered in soot. OK, time for sport with Vonnie, and fresh injury concerns for the Blues. Tell us more.
Certainly know what they need on Origin Eve, Davina, especially with Robbie Farah still unconfirmed for the decider. We've got the latest from the New South Wales captain's run next. Nick Kyrgios booed for being a bad sport in his Wimbledon exit. And the tour leaves an Aussie star bloodied and broken. Just a day out from the Origin decider, and the Blues have refused to rule out injured hooker Robbie Farah. He appeared at the Blues captain's run this morning but remains unlikely to lace up tomorrow. Nine's Danny Weidler has more. Australian Simon Gerrans is out of the Tour de France for the second year in a row after a crash-interrupted third stage across Belgium. The accident also took out race leader Fabian Cancellara, who was forced to withdraw with a fractured vertebra. 2013 champion Chris Froome avoided the pile-up to finish second and claim the race leader's yellow jersey. Spain's Joaquim Rodriguez took out the stage in a sprint finish. That is terrible news for Simon. It's really tough.
That crash was terrible.
Yeah, fractured wrist.
That
Horrible.
is why I don't ride a bike. Nick Kyrgios crash, no good as well, was it?
It's not good. He's not winning any fans at the moment.
Making headlines for all the wrong reasons, Vonnie. Thank you. Well, still to come, finance and the latest weather.
When I first saw his photo, I thought he was gorgeous.
The online stalker destroying vulnerable teenage lives. How did these innocent young victims put a predator behind bars?
If he didn't get caught, he would still be doing that.
New Inside Story, Thursday 7:30 on WIN.
Tuesday's weather forecast for you now, and a clear day after a cold, frosty morning through inland Queensland. That's thanks to a large high-pressure system. Tomorrow, though, we will start to see a trough form through inland Queensland into New South Wales. It will spark areas of patchy rain that will linger through until the weekend as it moves east. Around the country today, Perth will see showers increasing during the day, a top of 19 degrees. Showers later in the day for Sydney and sunny in Brisbane. Tomorrow, it's looking mostly sunny in Darwin, a top of 30 degrees. Morning showers are forecast for Perth and a shower or two for Sydney and also Brisbane. In finance, the share market has staged a strong rebound so far despite the ongoing Greek uncertainty. The All Ords is currently up 90 points, more than 1.5%. It's a different story for the Aussie dollar though. Yesterday to 74.5 US cents, now 74.86 US cents. And that is Nine's morning news. Amelia Adams will be here at 3 p.m. with 9 News Now, and I'll have the afternoon news at 4 o'clock. I'm Davina Smith. Thanks for your company. We'll see you soon.